Hi guys! Welcome back to Rachel Finder. I am Rachel Bastrash Bogan. I'm an entrepreneur, a video editor, and a book author, and I live in Denver, Colorado. If you guys saw yesterday's video, you know that I suck at doing these intros and getting them out right. I'm always getting tongue-tied. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about perception. There's not been a whole lot going on here in terms of just stuff like all kinds of flurries of activity. Instead, I have spent most of the day working on my website. Yes, working on my website. Trying to figure out a serious conundrum with my website. Let me see if I can get this to actually click in here for a second. There we go. Ta-da! Of course, you could always just go to renegadedigitalpost.com and, automatically go look this up. You kind of don't need me holding up this. But anyway, I am working on my website, and that is because I have a bit of a problem with my website. I started this website about 3 years ago when I started my company. I started my company in October of 2015, and so this followed either right before or right after. But the point was that I needed something out there. I needed something that was going to talk to people about what I did, showcase my services, showcase, my approach to everything. And that was that. And that was cool. I think I had 5 pages on my site at that point, and it was enough to get started. And now I have somewhere upwards of close to 30 pages, and things have gotten a little discombobulated. I worked a lot on my company mission statement, my company vision statement for NAB, because I really wanted that to come out, and I love it. Very simply put, is my mission as a company is to reveal extraordinary ideas and stories that transform the world. I have it written at the bottom of my computer. I don't have it memorized yet. This shows you how much I really need to get this out there. But anyway, here's the issue with my website. My website is up, it's functioning, but my website is not converting. I get about 100, sometimes 140, somewhere between 170 people that come to my website. Those are organic hits. Those are people that are finding my site either through the articles that I've written online for other blogs like screenlight.tv. They are people that are finding me through Twitter. They are people that are finding me through other connections. And so people are looking at this site, but I am not converting any of those people into clients. I am not converting any of those people except maybe for 1, if I'm lucky, 2 people a month into my download page to subscribe to my email. And so this is something that's not working right. And so one of the books that I've been reading lately is this book. It's called Perception. It is by Franziska Ezeli and Christo Hall. They are 2 marketers out of Australia. They run a company called Basic Bananas. I've mentioned them before on my blog, or vlog. This is not a blog. This is a vlog. And I have talked about how much their way of breaking down your business vision, your purpose, your goals has been really helpful for me. They are actually the ones that I followed their system in order to craft my company vision statement a few months ago. And so I really highly recommend them. But they wrote this book called Perception. Understanding the idea that the way that we think about things is entirely going to influence what we choose to do, who we choose to identify with, the people that we choose to work with, associate with. These are all things that we associate with, and they are the things, I have notes around here, they are the things that allow us to make that decision. But here's the cool thing about perception. Perception only exists in our minds. It's based on what we see, about what we hear. And when it comes to companies and branding, we make assumptions about who those companies are based on what we see and hear. So for example, if I were to suggest Apple to you, it's very obvious that if you know anything about Apple, you think of something that has really clean design, that has really good interfaces. Everybody wants their products. But likewise, if I was going to suggest another company like the American car company called Jeep, then that starts telling you, oh, okay, I associate Jeep with adventure and with people being outside and having the top down and their, golden sunshine and through their hair while they're running down the highway. And so these are all things that both of these companies have very carefully cultivated through the imagery and through the things that you and I get to hear online, through the television, on social media, even on the radio. These are all things that we perceive about these companies. The reality is that Apple makes phones and computers. So does HP. Jeep makes outdoor vehicles. So does Land Rover. What's the difference? Your perception about these things. And so the cool part about this, though, is that you and I can change people's perceptions about us, about our companies, about the things that we offer, simply based on how we present ourselves and how we curate what people can see and hear. And so for me, this is super important because I have a website that is not converting. And that means that what people are seeing, the copy that they're reading, and even the other things that they're seeing online are not putting out a message to them that says, oh, this is somebody who works with corporate clients. This is somebody who works with nonprofit clients. I am a producer. I work with those people. I create videos for those people, but I'm sick and tired of being stuck in video production. I need to offload this to somebody else. That is the purpose of my company, is helping other producers reveal those extraordinary ideas and stories out of a giant pile of footage. They know that that story is in there somewhere, but they can't get it there. It's like cutting a diamond out of the rough and making it sparkle. And that's what I do as a business. But nobody's getting it. Therefore, I need to change the perception of my company. And so the thing that I have been doing is going through my website and trying to, instead of thinking about like, how do I want my brand to be told personally, like, oh, I like this color, oh, I like this phrasing, like all this kind of stuff, is instead to get inside the head of my customer and try and figure out what they're looking at that's not communicating right. And so I've been redesigning a few things, moving stuff around, trying to figure out new ways of making things, trying to figure out the limitations of my current website theme. I really don't want to have to change it because that is a huge ball of wax to have to do. But if it's necessary, it's necessary, because ultimately I need to convert my clients. And so I kind of wrote this, I did write this. I wrote this, peek over the top here. I wrote this description here as to what I want my ideal client to be. The thing is, this is the guy how he is right now. He is a shooter. He has a camera in his hand. He has a clipboard on his thing. He is running around. He's not taken really seriously. That's why he has a sideways baseball cap. His pants are all over the place. This is the guy that he is right now. He wants to be this guy. He wants to be a guy that has a shooter. He's super cool. He's in demand, and you can tell that because he has a whole lot of money in his pocket. These are the things that I want to see my ideal client become. My ideal client wants to become this guy. My ideal client imagines himself as this guy, so he wants to buy my products even though he's not this guy. It is, again, very similar to how Apple markets their products, okay? Apple markets their products based on the idea that if you buy Apple, you're going to be cool. If you buy an Apple phone, you are going to be a part of the in crowd. And if we have an Apple phone, we're making a statement about ourselves saying, I'm a part of that cool crowd. Likewise, if we go buy a Jeep, we are telling the world, hey, I'm the adventurous type. I like going places. I like mucking in the mud, and I like going mud bogging, and I like getting my Jeep stuck in crazy places because I'm a Jeep person. All of these things are based on our perceptions. And so I've got to make copy that helps this guy perceive himself as this guy, that lets this guy become the guy that he wants to be because he imagines himself by becoming this, and he becomes this by purchasing my services, which are not listed here right now. But anyway, this is my target market because I want him to become him. And by him buying my services, he becomes him. So, and I kind of drew this based off of that really awesome set of pictures that came out a couple years ago when Jeff Bezos was hitting $1 trillion. They had a picture side by side of like what he looked like when he started Amazon, just like this. I'm a nice guy. I'm in a funny little shirt. I got that hokey sweater on. I'm an entrepreneur. Isn't it great? I run a small business too. The badass that he is now. And like they had like this picture of him like all dressed in black with sunglasses. And it was one of those like, yeah, I want that kind of imagery in my stuff. So I've got the fun job of figuring out how to make my site look a lot more like a website that somebody's going to go to and imagine themselves as that kick-ass, badass video producer. So it's the reason why I've been reading Perception. You can find this book on Basic Banana's website. I'll also post a link to it down below. This is not a, purchase the book, I get anything. I'm simply putting out this information because I found it really helpful. And I know that if you are busy building a business, or if you have the ideas of building a business, you want to put yourself out there. You want to put yourself out there in a way that people are actually going to identify with and to then therefore convert. Perception. Remember, perception is something that we can cultivate. And by changing people's perspective, by changing their perception, we change the action that they're going to take. So this, unfortunately, is still going to be a work in progress, simply because I don't have a whole lot of time to keep working on this. But this is what my Fridays are also supposed to be for now, is the ability to analyze, to be able to report back to myself, hey, what's working? Hey, this isn't working. Hey, this worked really well. We should do more of this, and get into the data and into the nitty-gritty of what I need to do to boost my sales, to boost my client pool, to be able to grow my business. So yeah, that's what's been on the docket for today. It's not been exactly like all glamorous and, here's a whole bunch of stuff that I can show you. But I hope that I hope that this discussion on perception is something that you will find beneficial as you grow your business. And the other cool thing about perception is that you also can perceive things about yourself. There's a whole bonus chapter in the book that talks about your own inner perception of who you are as a person and your perception of the goals that you're going after. And it forms a really nice complement to the vision work that you need to do while you're completing your 12-week year. So I highly recommend that you get this book, that you read it, and if you don't, find other material that talks about cultivating perception, because this is a really powerful tool, not just for your business, but also for you and your success personally. So that is my thoughts for today. I'm going to sign off. A note about Thursday. You're probably not going to see a video from me on Friday unless I do something really amazing and get it out on Friday. And the reason for that is that my friend Julie is coming over tomorrow, and I'm going to be getting stuff together for Creative Mornings. I've got a bunch of stuff to have to put there. I got cameras, and I got posters, and I've got an easel, and I've got hard drives and a computer that I need to get all together. And so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow morning, and you guys aren't really going to see that. And then I'm going to be hanging out with Julie anyway. So I will see you all at some point in the future. Remember, if you haven't, click that little bell notification so that you get these videos, because obviously I can't get them out all the time. So with that, I will see you all when I see you. Thanks for hanging out today. You guys are amazing. Bye.